Hi, welcome. I'm Neve Grace Fletcher. My website's yoginineve.com, and I have with me my fellow health coach, Jessica Graham Robinson. And your website's Sacred Space Yoga? No,
sacredspacehealingarts.com.
sacredspacehealingarts.com.
Yeah.
We wanted to do a short video to share a little bit about what we do with health coaching and talk a little bit about Ayurveda and stuff like that. So, yeah, Jessica, is there anything that you wanted to start off with?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to start out with the idea of holistic health and what that really means, because it's a term that's thrown out often, and sometimes I think it's thrown out without people really realizing how full spectrum holistic health is. And so we both have studied Ayurveda and believe in holistic health, and Ayurveda teaches us that there's even more to our experience as a human being than even most of the time you hear like holistic might be mind, body, spirit. But for instance, in Ayurveda, it's not just mind, body, spirit. We know that there are actually 5 layers to the self and the koshas. And so that's where I'll start us off. Where do you want to go from there?
Yeah, I love Ayurveda. If you're not familiar with the term, Ayurveda is the knowledge of life. That's what it means. And it's a preventative lifestyle, preventative medicine. It's over 5,000 years old. And so these are ancient secrets. And what's really cool is that modern science is now catching up with what the Ayurveda practitioners knew thousands of years ago. And one of the things is the koshas, what Jessica just mentioned. So you have the physical body, right? The
Annamaya kosha. Yeah. The physical body, which is also called sometimes the food body.
Yeah.
Because that's how we feed our physical body, like your skin, your muscle, your tissue, your bones, very physical. We see them, we feel them, we can touch them. Not the case with the rest of them.
Right, yeah. So then you have pranamaya kosha, which is sometimes referred to as the energy body. And then you have manomaya kosha, which is your mental, emotional body. Right. And the next layer is Vijnanamaya kosha, which is your intuition, wisdom body.
And then Anandamaya kosha, which is the bliss body, and is really, according to not just Ayurveda, but a lot of different philosophies, is like that's our true state. Like when we are unencumbered, like by all the other pieces, that's who we are. We are bliss. We are joy. We are love. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's our human right to experience the bliss body. And it's really challenging in our society and with this culture of we take in so much and we move so quickly that in order to really tap into the bliss body, we have to slow down a little, feel our physical body. Right? A lot of times we're just hanging out in manomaya kosha. We're in our heads. We're in our heads. We get up and we're in our heads. And so since that's the middle layer, like if the layers were my fingers, manomaya kosha is in the middle, right? So we can't just get to the bliss from being in our head. We have to go back and connect with the physical body and feel our breath in order to then tap into intuition and bliss. And it's so beautiful. I use this all the time when I'm teaching yoga, making sure as much as I can to remind people to feel their breath and to feel their muscles stretching, because I want them to have that blissed out feeling at the end of yoga.
Right. And in a good yoga class, that's the case, right? And that's probably why, because you actually are penetrating through all of those different layers in a good yoga class. So, and then and then by the end, if you haven't felt that experience, like it's like euphoria at the end when you wake up, or not wake up, but when you get up out of Shavasana, you should feel blissed out. And that's why, because all of you has been fed within that time period. And that's another thing that I think is so cool about the koshas and learning about them is like, you know, like I said, you use food to, you know, nourish the physical body. But then like when you get to pranamaya kosha, the next level, like you use breath to, like, prana is like feeds the energy body, but then that also feeds the physical body, right? And so like any piece, like any layer that you're in is also like, because we're all connected, it's not like you can separate them out perfectly. They're all entangled into one holistic thing. It's just so cool. Like, so wherever you're able to get to or at, like you're also kind of feeding the other parts, which is going to make you happier.
Right.
And healthier.
It's just how you said at the beginning, Ayurveda is looking at all 5 of those layers, all aspects of yourself for health. It's not just what you're eating, but it's also then when you're eating. So another huge part of Ayurveda is living in rhythm with nature and your body cycles. Mm-hmm. So getting in line with nature, going to bed early, getting up early, and then your body also has cycles. And we'll have to do another video about the different clocks.
Yeah. And just to say, like, with the koshas, like even when we're just talking about Annamaya kosha, the physical body, like what you said, like a giant part of Ayurveda is just taking care of the physical body. And once that part, through living in rhythm with the time and space and what your body wants through nature, then you feed this physical body, and then you can actually kind of, it's interesting, you have to acknowledge it, you have to feed it, you have to get into it in a deeper, more meaningful, healthy way so that you can get out of it and get past it. Isn't that funny? Because you can't bypass it altogether, because if you're only up in your head, like, what do I need to do today? Worrying about the future, having regret about the past, when you're just all in here and you don't get into the physical body, you're stuck. You're just stuck in Manamaya kosha, because you can't get to bliss body when you're there, because you haven't first, like you said before, like traveled through the physical body and had that. It's just wild how like these very simple daily practices of Ayurveda can help you, that seem very, very physical, right? And regimented in a way, help us get past it, help you actually get to a place where then you're not thinking about those things, and your experience of life opens up into something so much bigger.
Yeah, it is really beautiful how that works. It's easy to get stuck in, what am I eating? When am I eating? Where, like, what does this body need? And really, there's so much more, like dharma. What's my purpose in life? And why am I on the planet right now, going on in circles around a star? Like, what is actually the bigger picture?
Why me? Why now?
When we're in the body and we're just, not the body, when we're in our mind and we're just, we can't really pass it. And then same thing with, like, I love what you were saying, because it's so true. Once you can really take care of the body, so much more opens up. And if all this stuff is super new to you and you're watching this video, just think about maybe if you've ever gone running or you ever worked out, how you feel more peaceful and nice afterwards. That's really because you're feeling your body. Right?
You have greater access to your intuition. Have you ever gone and exercised and then afterwards you don't feel like going to have a cheeseburger and a beer? Afterwards you feel like, I don't think I need to eat, or I think I need to eat, like a salad, or I don't know. You just tend to be attracted to healthier things because you just fed yourself in that way. And even if you don't know what pranamaya kosha is, if you're breathing deeply and exercising, you're doing it.
Yeah, you're connecting the layers. And then it's interesting too, Ayurveda talks about how when there's trauma or something dramatic that happens in our lives, that it separates the layers of the koshas even more, and how we have to work to bring these layers back together. And I just, one thing that I love that helps do that is self-massage, right? Is friction, feeling the body, right? So it doesn't have to be a workout or a yoga class. It can be just giving yourself a rub down that helps bring all aspects of yourself together. So yeah, it's really beautiful. It's a really, I'm so happy we're on this journey together as health coaches.
Me too. Right. And so like, and one of the things I'm noticing right now as we talk about this is I just feel myself getting more and more excited about it. Like the more we're in conversation about it. And that's why we do this work, is because it's so nourishing and puts us in touch with that something else that's not just a job. It's not just a thing we have to do to feed ourselves, or, you know what I mean? It's like, it puts us in touch with this otherness, this part of ourselves that we all have, and we all feel better when we're in it, and we're inspired and in rhythm. And so
it's really nice. And so another thing about Ayurveda that we haven't mentioned yet is the doshas. And the doshas, the doshas are, I mean, what is the actual definition of dosha? I'm not really sure.
I think of the doshas as they're the way that we kind of explain how the 5 elements of the universe manifest in physical form. So like whether in a human body or in nature, like, you know, in the seasons and like the qualities, just the same way that Chinese medicine has like the 5 elements, which are different than these 5 elements, but they have their 5 elements, and it basically like they explain, like they describe everything that can be, like in terms of qualities. And so our 5 elements, bless you, are fire, earth, water, air, and ether. And so when we have physical form, it's like different combinations, bless you, of these different elements. So kapha is earth and water, pitta is fire and water, and vata is air and ether. And so we're all of them to some degree, because that's just what it is. But we all have our own constitution that you were born with that is a little stronger in your body mind. So there's a really cool quiz that you can take, right? So one of them is on Banyan botanicals. It would be really cool if you guys watched this and then afterwards you went and took a quiz to see what your dosha was, and then posted underneath this video and let us know what it is.
Yeah, that would be pretty excellent.
Yeah. And then just know that when you're taking the quiz for your dosha, you're not answering just for right now. You're actually, that would be your imbalance, right? So you're taking, when you first answer the questions, you're doing it to find out your constitution or your prakriti, and that is for all time. So if you're answering a question, think back, like, for all of your life, what's true, not just right now.
Yeah, that's important.
And Banyan, if you go to Banyan, you can create a banyanbotanicals.com, you can create a profile, and they actually tell you that, and you do the prakriti quiz, and then you do the vikriti quiz, and then you'll know both.
It's a really good website for that. I would definitely suggest if you're interested, and also not to become fixated with your dosha. Just like in other, you know, with your personality, your astrology, or your, you know, type quiz, like anything that's telling you, I always try to encourage people not to be so fixated, like this is who I am, and like putting it in a box. Like you have all the elements. And Ayurveda says, you have all the doshas. There's those vata, pitta, kapha. You have parts of all of them. You might have more predominantly, like your mind might be more fiery, or your body might be more ethery, if you will. But it's not to worry about it too much. Like just taking it in, kind of like from a standing back and like, oh, that's cool information type of place. So,
yeah.
If you have any,
I had a.
Oh, sorry. If you have any,
I was just gonna say.
I was gonna say you could just post them under this video, and we will, or email us, and we'll get back to you about it. It's really What were you gonna say?
Cool. I was just gonna say, similar to what you're saying, like I had a friend who was an Ayurvedic massage therapist, and she used to say one good thing you can do is when you wake up in the morning, like how do you feel? Like, do you feel more kapha? Do you feel more pitta? Do you feel more vata? And that's an easy way to kind of figure out where to go from there on that given day, because you might be kapha, but today you might wake up and you feel more vata. So that's what you need to balance. But that could be another video altogether.
Yeah, I was about to say, feeling vata would be maybe feeling more faster thoughts, more movement in your mind. Feeling kapha might be feeling like staying in bed, and feeling pitta might be like really driven, like you're just like wake up. And, I gotta go. I gotta do these things. So that just to give a little bit of context to that. But it's really stuff. So thanks for watching this video, and hopefully that you found it helpful, and let us know if you have questions.
Yay! Awesome.
Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you, Neve.